What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trey back again with another video. And today I'm bringing you another video that I tried to do earlier on this channel, but it was definitely like the audio was messed up, everything was just messed up on the video. So yeah, I'm bringing you my criteria list for superstar, star player, all-star, and role players. Now, folks was definitely asking me. I had folks ask me that know me about my ranking system and how I rank players. And I decided, why not make a video on it? This would be a perfect video idea. So yeah, for superstar, we're going to start out real quick and simple. For superstar, you have to be able to lead a team to the finals. You just have to. You have to have multiple All-NBA appearances, multiple All-Star appearances, and a playoff performer. And also, you can be an all-defensive team member, but that's not a choice to be on there. For a star player, you can have you on the cusp of being a superstar now, but you have limitations to prevent you from being a superstar, and that also means you cannot lead the team to the finals. You have to have multiple All NBAs or All NBA appearances, multiple All Star appearances, or All Defensive Team appearances, something like that. And an all-star, yeah, all-stars are very good players. They just haven't ascended to the star level yet, but are very like I can't state this enough. Are very good players, but they just haven't taken the leap yet, whether it's the regular season or in the playoffs. So, and role players, they not quite a star or all-star for that matter. That's a matter of fact. Let me see. I'm finna change this up right now. Or All-Star. But you can count it and do what's given of them. That's basically what's my definition of role player, all-star, star, and super. So yeah, here's my tier list. Now, folks definitely gonna have some questions about it, but let me explain. So the obvious superstars on my list: Steph, Luka, Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid. Those are the obvious superstars. Now let me explain Jason Tatum. Now folks may not like how Jason Tatum has been performing in these playoffs and what he did last season when he had a great game, then he stinky up. He led this team. He led the Boston Celtics last year to the finals. Whether you like it or not, and he an All NBA team member. I think he made first team back-to-back years. So yeah, he's a superstar. Now, is he a lower tier superstar? Of course, yeah, you can say he a lower tier superstar, but he's definitely a superstar because he can lead his team to the finals, made All NBA, made All Star appearances. So yeah, now if you don't like it, let me know in the comment section. I'll listen. Now the other one, Anthony Davis. Now, folks gonna ask, why is LeBron not here? I'm gonna get to LeBron and KD in a second. AD, the reason why he's here, I believe he's the best player in the Lakers. Depending on how the rest of the playoffs go, I believe he's going to be a superstar. Folks gonna man, what's the word for it? Everybody gonna start to recognize him as a superstar and the best player in the Lakers. I hope that's the case, and especially if they go to the finals and AD keep doing what he doing. Oh yeah, we gonna start having some conversations. And the reason why Devin Booker on this list as well, he led his team to the finals 2 years ago. And it's unfortunate that they got blown out in back-to-back elimination games, but he wasn't part of the reason this year. Not at all. He did all he could to get them out that Clipper series and try to get them out the Nugget series. But there's so much he can do. But I believe he's a superstar. He made to the finals as the best player. He made All NBA teams. He made All Star appearances. He's the real deal, and I believe he's going to keep ascending, or what's the word for it? Keep expanding upon what he did this season. So in my star list, I have LeBron. Now, folks gonna ask, why is he not a superstar? The reason why I don't see him as a superstar right now, he's 38 years. He's 38 years old. He don't have the capability to sustain dominance throughout a whole game, which is probably sound crazy to certain folks, but now you really can't really judge him based off these plays, especially with that foot injury that probably gonna need surgery. But I just, and then in 2020, matter of fact, we see in 2020 when he dropped that 40 piece, it wasn't like I don't want to disrespect him. It wasn't hurting the Heat whatsoever because the Heat was getting anything they want in 2020, but to extend that series. But I don't know. He's getting up there in age. I believe it's unfair for folks to hold superstar expectations on this man right now, even though he's still performing at a high level. I just don't know if he could be the best player on a championship team. Matter of fact, he could be this year. With him with AD, it could be one of them this year. We'll see how it goes, but the way it's looking, I believe Anthony Davis probably gonna take the mantle and hopefully make a Finals MVP run, and then folks gonna recognize him as that. But we'll see. Now Kevin Durant, he got so many limitations to him being a superstar. And that's why I see him as a star player. Like he cannot be the number one on championship team. He haven't done it since 2012. I just don't see it. And what you call it? Like I've mentioned earlier, his glaring limitation, one of them is playmaking. His playmaking is not good. Yes, he averaged 5 assists this year, but come on, man. Like, he was struggling on basic reads. I don't know. And then he was getting stripped a lot, but his shot was getting packed, which I did not expect that often. Like you can get his shot every once in a while, but that often, wow, that's pretty a crazy contrast to how it be in the regular season. But yeah, that's that. Now SGA, he's a star player, and he could be a superstar depending on how next year transpired, bro. Like this was a crazy season for him, averaging 30 points per game. Most of his shots coming from the mid-range area, but he's definitely one of the best drivers in the league. Don't get it twisted. And he only shot 2 threes a game, which in the modern era is pretty low. So he didn't need 30 points with like 4 or 5 threes a game. He needed just two 3 points a game. Then I think he had got to the line like what 10 times a game. I could be wrong in that, but he was definitely drawing some fouls and definitely, just putting defenses in torture chamber all season. Now, Jaren Jackson, I believe he definitely stepped up a tier. I believe, in my opinion, last year he was an all-star, but I believe he ascended to even more than that. When Ja was down, then when Ja was, got in trouble, he took the leap that nobody didn't recognize. Now, I'm surprised folks didn't recognize it, but he was definitely getting 30 points per game. No, not per game. He was definitely getting 30 a game like for like 2 or 3 nights in a row, which was pretty wild to me. He won DPOY. I think he made all defense last year, and he made first team this year. So he's the real deal. I believe he's a star player. Folks are gonna start recognizing him as a star player. And yeah, Anthony Edwards, he's the real deal. It's just no question about it. He's the real deal. He had a great regular season and expanded on that regular season into an elite playoff performance. Now, he it was not a fair matchup for him, especially since the Denver Nuggets was just the very incomplete team. Timberwolves are missing Jay McDaniels. And what they missing somebody else? Trying to see. I know Kyle Anderson missed the final few games of that series. Who else was they missing? I think he really the only one. Yeah, I believe he was the only one. So yeah, they had their best defender, so it was definitely a vaulting, not vaulting. What's the? It was definitely a hard task for them to, sustain four great games to win the series. It was just not possible for that. Now Trey Young, and then Anthony Edwards, I believe he can still take leaps of being a superstar player. I don't see him as a guy to lead a team to the finals. Not just yet. Yeah, Trey Young, his limitations as a small guard, I don't think he can lead you to a championship. I don't see it yet. His playmaking, he's one of the best playmakers in the world. Don't get that twisted. But his questionable decision making, like some of them passes he was trying to attempt when the game was changing hands in the playoff series this year against the Celtics, had me like what are you doing? Like just like read the moment. Like y'all about to be down. You cannot try that type of pass. No. No. And then in a fast paced system, you have to be very careful. Because if you play a great defense like the Celtics is, yeah, you gonna have trouble. So that's why I see Trey Young as a star player right now. Jaylen Brown, he definitely have good limitations himself for sure because his playmaking is not good. His ball handling is not good. His shot making is the best part about him, and I believe he's a good shot maker. Good to great shot maker. Yeah, I can see that. His defense on ball is good. His off ball defense is very trash. Very trash. If you get him off ball, he's not gonna be engaged because who in their right mind in the clutch down what was it 2 I believe? No, not down 2, up 2. Was it up 2? I think it's up 2. And then James Hart he hit that 3 and they went up 1 I believe. I could be wrong in that, but you don't ever help one pass away like that. Then, especially if you have a 2-point lead, let them have the 2. You have a chance to either freaking go to the line. You have the chance to hit a 3. You have multiple chances if you would just let him score the layup. I just don't get the help in this situation. But yeah, his limitations definitely need to be worked on if he's, gonna be looked at as a superstar. But I don't believe he gonna be looked at as a superstar. I believe he's just gonna be a high tier star for the rest of his career, which is not a bad thing. Because there's definitely all time greats that folks probably saw as a superstar, but in reality was a star. Damian Lillard, his defense is very bad. Just all around defense is bad. That's just basically the only thing holding him back for being a superstar, in my opinion. But yeah, and his shot making is very elite, and his playmaking could be better. But yeah, it's just this defense holding him back, especially since he been a 2 tanking team. One was not his fault, but one he definitely played the part in, and then yeah, they missed the play in once again. And I don't even know what his future holds so far. So I don't know. De'Aaron Fox, I saw him as an All-Star last year. He's definitely a star player this year. Led his team to the 3rd seed. Got bounced in the first round, which was unfortunate, but he had a great first playoff run. And he's definitely not done. He's definitely not done. I believe they going to make the playoffs again. I believe they could get to a second round or a conference finals. So, yeah. Jimmy Butler. Now, the thing with Jimmy Butler, I don't understand his regular seasons, which is understandable since it's an 82-game regular season. it's just not just it's just average at best, good. Like he really don't try in the regular season. Where you see him perform the most is the playoffs. Now, as of late, he been dealing with ankle injury. His output hasn't been good, but he's still trying on defense, trying to give the Heat spurts. Now it could be the Knicks defense, but he was giving the Knicks defense buckets before he got hurt. So I can't say it's really the Knicks. I believe it's just more the injury. Donovan Mitchell, his defense is the only thing holding him back. And I just don't see him as the guy that's going to lead a team to a championship. Not now. I just don't see it. He definitely a great player, top 15, but he needs to take that leap that is very, amazing on both ends. That's amazing. That's gonna vault him to superstar. Now, the reason why Kawhi Leonard is not on the superstar list is really just injuries with him. He's like everything about him. He's a great shot maker. He can get to his spots. Good finisher. Like I wouldn't say a great defender, but he's a good defender. You're not just gonna bully Kawhi Leonard. So yeah, Kawhi Leonard. The only thing holding back is just injury concerns. If he and before you mentioned Anthony Davis, yes, he has injury concerns, but it's not as apparent and glaring as Kawhi Leonard. And then he getting up there in age too. I don't know. I just don't see it in his knees. It's just report after report saying it's just very bad. Folks surprised he even playing now. Like it's. I feel sorry for Kawhi, but yeah, I just see him as a star player now just because of injury concerns. Ja Morant, folks want to call him a superstar. I just see him as a star player, to be honest. His defense has gotten better. Don't get me wrong, it's gotten better, but it's not that good. And I don't believe, not right now, that he's the guy that's going to lead the Grizzlies to the championship. Not right now, at least. Not right now. Maybe next year. I'll probably change my tune, but I just don't see it. Especially since the off-court stuff, I don't know, it brought distraction to the team. I don't know. It's just a bunch of stuff that played there. And then it's probably part of the reason why he wasn't on the All NBA team this year. He should have been on the All NBA team this year. But I believe it's more off court than on court, to be honest. Now, no, not the role players, they're not there. The All Stars. We'll just point out a few names: James Harden, Kyrie. Yeah, I'm just gonna name those two for right now. James Harden, Kyrie. They both have injury concerns. Both getting up there in age. Um, can you really trust either one of them? Well, you can probably trust James Harden more since he playing now, but James Harden playoff performances, bro, it's very crazy to see. Game 1, 40-point game. Game 2, 3, stinking up the place. Game 4, have a great game. Then stink the place right back up again. Game 5, like I don't get that. And then he don't have the luxury of an Anthony Davis to have like a mid to bad output on offense, but he's an all-time great defender. James Harden, he don't have you know, the same ability as AD. So before folks mention that, yes, AD do have probably bad performance on offense, but his defense is so elite, all-time great, that the Lakers are still in game despite Anthony Davis struggling on offense. So and Kyrie Irving, his playoff performances ever since Cleveland has been meh, average. Especially his Celtics, that wasn't good at all. His last year with the Celtics when they made the playoffs, that wasn't good at all. The Nets, I'm trying to see what happened in 2021. I believe he had a great first round. Then second round he got hurt. Then the next year he had one great game and just snuck out the rest of the series. So I don't. Kyrie Irving, I don't know. He has the ability to be a star player, but I just believe he's an all-star, a high-tier all-star that could be a star. Now, let me see. Bam Adebayo. The reason why I don't have him as the role player because he's a multiple time all defensive team member, a future. I believe he's a future DPOY candidate. Now, can he be? And he been making the All Star game, but can he ascend to his start level? I believe he can because he also had 30-point games in the playoffs. So it's not like he don't have the capability to do it. He has it. He just don't do it. I don't understand with him. I just don't. And now the reason now first gonna say why you have K here now. I was thinking about putting him as a role player, but the way if he can stay healthy next year, we're gonna be talking about Cade Cunningham just like we talk about Halliburton this year. Cade Cunningham is a good shot maker, a good play. He basically, I won't say that, but he definitely, I wouldn't say have the same game as Halliburton, but they're definitely comparable, and you can choose either one if you want. But we will start talking about Cade Cunningham just like we talk about Halliburton. Now, for some reason, on this tier list, they didn't have Halliburton for some reason, and if they did, I would definitely replace Cade with Halliburton because Halliburton just made the All Star. Wait, did he? I think. No, I don't think he did. I think he should have made it. No, actually, he did make it. So yeah, Halliburton made the All Star team, and I believe he gonna keep ascending from there because he's a great playmaker. He a good scorer, and yeah, he's overall good player. Him and K, but yeah, like I said, K. We gonna start talking about him as a what you call it as an All Star pretty soon. Now Evan Mobley, he's a great defender. His rebounding definitely needs some work. But yeah, I just see him as an all star right now. Now, not like I'm saying like he gonna stay here. I believe he gonna be ascended to a star very soon, probably even next year. Him and his teammate Darius Garland. The reason why Darius Garland here is basically the same reason, but not for defense, just mainly for offense and playmaking. So DeMar Rosen, I have him on here. His playoff droppage is not good to be trusted to be a star player like that. Brandon Ingram, now his injury concerns as of late, I don't know. I don't know if he can be trusted. Now last year, if you would ask me, I believe Brandon Ingram is a star player, but as of right now, based off what I saw this season, I believe he's just an all star right now to me right now, and yeah, we'll see how his career progresses. Hopefully, he can stay healthy. Him is Zion. Zion would definitely be a star in my opinion if he can stay healthy. He just cannot stay healthy for some reason. Cat, yeah, we just that's probably recognizable as this at this point that he's just an all star. Probably not the star. He has the capability to be a star player, but his playoff performances and if guys like Stephen A. want this, I would say good luck because his playoff droppage is basically almost just like Julius Randle. And this thing is Karl-Anthony Towns is the way better 3-point shooter. Even if Julius Randle put in a great percentage, I believe Karl-Anthony Towns just the better pure shooter. Yeah, that's that. Paul George. I hope Paul George is not seen as a star player. His injury concerns and then his playoff performances, like it varies to a degree. Like I don't know. I just don't see it. Zach LaVine is an all star, most definitely. Let me see. So yeah, that's gonna be enough for the all stars right now. Now for the other ones, that's an all star team. That's very obvious why I have them there. And just yeah. Role players. Now, folks goes to question me why I say this, but yes, Russell Westbrook is a role player. Now you said why is he on this? Why is he on the list with these guys? Well, because ever since he left, I say the Rockets, his star status has went down a ton. Now, him in OKC, he was a high value star. I don't believe he was a player that could lead you to a championship. So he was a high value star. He's a low tier star when he's with the Rockets. Then he just dropped completely. Like I don't believe he can make an All Star team again because just how talented the league is now. I don't. It's gonna be very. It's gonna be an uphill battle for here on out of him making the All Star game again. Russell Westbrook, he's a good playmaker, but his decision making it's just very bad. I just don't get it with him. Good playmaker, he has a good, somewhat good feel for the game, but his decision making though, and his shot selection, it just I don't know, man. It's sometimes with Pierce, sometimes it don't. I don't know. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And who else? Who else would y'all be questioning about? I believe everybody else is self-explanatory. Now, Jordan Poole, I'm surprised Jordan Poole is here and not Halliburton. That's wild. But yeah. Everybody else that's recognizable, yeah. So, yeah. I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. This is your boy Trail, and I'm out.